stay low. Right away I have to clarify that these are not actually called Miami's Nice wheels, but they're Miami Blue wheels from Endless Blading. Brad from Endless Blading was kind enough to tell me that the Miami Blue wheel color was inspired by my recent Miami skate videos. And you know me, I'm going to fit the word nice in anywhere I can. I'm still trying to make that happen. And I'm going to try an unboxing, and let's see if I can do this with any panache at all. Well, there's that. Notoriously bad at the unboxing and now the unwrapping. Oh yeah. Oh boy. Have I dropped the wheel from every single pack? I think I have. That was smooth. The first Miami Blue wheels I put on my skates were the 90mm 85A, and I put these on my Rollerblade Twister XT with the Endless frame, the Mercury 90. I'm riding on the 90mm here. Rolling this line makes such a significant difference going down this hill. The pavement here is very rough and speed stealing. Even though it's a downhill, it's very disappointing to go down a hill like this and remain slow. The first Miami Blue wheels I put on my skates were the 90mm 85A, Rollerblade Twister XT with the Endless frame, the Mercury 90. So when I've got new wheels, I grind it out. I try to get that outside edge a little bit worn down so it's not so sticky on the power stops and the sharp turns where I need a little bit of drift. I don't really work much on getting the inside edge worn down because that just happens naturally. It's involved in all my power stops, and it's my go-to deceleration as far as I use the drag stop, which is all inside edge. I do apologize for dragging down the audio here. There's music playing in the background, and I just didn't want to have the possibility of losing copyright over my own video over background music. Yes, that's happened before. I could just practice where there's no music, but I really like the safety of this place, and I like to have a perfect power stop before I go out on the street and rely on it. So I can do pivots, I can do stops, I can do little cars like this, little deke moves to get my outside edges worn down a little bit. And as I feel more control on the stop, I let myself try something that looks a little more like a power stop. Okay, a little hard-earned slide there, a little juddery. Every opportunity to take a turn here, grind these wheels down a little bit. Still pretty sticky, which is nice in its own way. It generally takes me about 10 real attempts at a power stop to get them back to normal, but I won't do 10 right out of the box. I'll skate around for a while and then fit 10 in. Sometimes they get really clumsy and I get mad and just drill the hell out of them and expedite the process, but today I'm just playing and hitting the power stop when it feels good. There's just the right amount of grip and slip on these wheels. I find them very consistent. They take a long time to wear down. I'm not a super rotator of my wheels. I probably get to it like every 4 or 5 times when I'm being good, and these wheels last a long time. And I'm quite a frictiony skater. Stopping at a seam T-junction is a little naive. It's a bad choice when I'm not feeling the slide yet. So somewhere along the way I got the idea to do a power stop with a freeze out at the end, where I freeze and then I come out of it like a machine. I had this in my mind, but unfortunately, as I was going into my power stop, I wasn't really thinking about what I needed to do a successful power stop. I was thinking about the ending. So in doing so, I didn't drop down and engage that back outside edge. And I almost did the old catapult myself forward thing. So after that ugly attempt, I just decided to own the power stop again. Just get the power stop as second nature and then go into being fancy and dramatic for your little Instagram clip. Yeah, that was my big freeze out. Not as cool as I thought it was going to be, but yeah, it looked really cool on Instagram. It was epic. I didn't think it was that bad, Axon. So with a stunning tropical setup like this, I have to bring them up to the pool around the light and the water. These frames are just so photogenic. And these wheels are pretty poolside company. Yes, me and my wheels. I thought about bringing these to the beach, but I didn't really feel like being around pedestrians and cyclists, so I went to a slightly less populated Trillium Park. And Trillium Park is where the last event of Toronto Roll is going to take place. We're going to do a short skate eastward, and we're going to wind our way towards Trillium Park, where we'll have plenty of energy in reserve to just play around on this magnificent track. There's like, I don't know, a kilometer and something, but it's a big loop, so it feels like an infinity skate. It's a great place for people to practice, to do a little bit uphill, to take some gentle downhills, or the big spirally downhill, which is kind of fun for advanced skaters. And for this skate, I suggest people bring refreshments, snack foods. Prepare to stay here for a little while. I really want whatever skaters come along to have a chance to not only slice through Toronto, but to actually be in it and enjoy it and revel in it, to stay in a place and appreciate it, to soak it in. We rollerbladers are so busy cutting a swath through the city. Sometimes I forget to just sit and take in the slow satisfactions. Or at least do some cones by the lake. This venue has really helped me re-emerge from the ashes, so to speak. I got really lazy in the spring, and I kind of carried on my ice skating into the rollerblading season, where I'm working more on my edges and my sequence and my pivots and just playing around. And I forgot to skate with intensity, and then when I do need the intensity and speed, it's there, but for a much shorter duration. So this Trillium Park is a place where I can just gun it, and when I'm done and I feel sick and I can't skate anymore, I'm facing a big stretch of open pavement and no excuses. I can continue going well beyond discomfort here and never have to stop. And that's really helped me become a little faster and a little more robust, more ready to handle the challenges of the city. I like my lines to be like 1 to 5 minutes, and I like to do a lot of stuff. I don't like to skate efficiently. So blasting and coasting here is great preparation for the city. It's not the perfect pavement. It's a little bit rough, but it's very consistent, which means as you adjust your technique, it starts to feel very swift and smooth. And that consistency also means that a power stop with a slide is very possible and actually quite enjoyable, very tactile. We're meeting for that Toronto roller skate at 11 o'clock on the 15th, Sunday the 15th. Oh yeah, on this waterfront skate, I'm wearing the Crossfire. I'm wearing the Crossfire. And the Crossfire, I'm wearing it with the Endless 80. And 84 millimeter wheels, which for me are back in favor. I'm a little more on the 84 millimeter wheel lately. So some of these segments were extremely tiring. I'm not super happy with my performance. I wish I was just beasting it the whole way through. But I don't mind the blast and coast for now until I can fill in the gaps and have this whole thing done and dusted with great intensity. I like having targets. I didn't exactly get the watercolor I wanted to juxtapose with. I got the steely gray with the Miami blue, but you get the idea. We got kind of a refreshing feel here. Little waterfront thing going on. Blue sky, blue wheels. Look at me, Mr. Cool Guy. So down at the Bentway, I'm looking like an old dish rag, making some really bad wardrobe choices lately. Great outfit for a luau, though. Very age appropriate. But I don't think I'm too good for athletic wear. I think I can go in that direction a little more. So I did enjoy a little dipsy doodling at the Bentway, and I think I should do this more at the end of my sessions, never as a primary, only once I've truly earned the right to go and just play around in music at the Bentway. Should I go down there? Or if there's people down there, but that doesn't happen so often this year. The skaters have become a little more mobile, so the Bentway really has become a good practice venue anyways.
That was ugly as fuck.
A little plug for an equipment supplier here. Insta360 X4 is my camera, and I love it. I can just plop it down here and it catches the action without me having to kneel and see if everything's framed. I know I can just frame it afterwards. I can point this camera wherever I want afterwards because it's a 360 camera, and that's how 360 cameras work. So that's it. Not a lot about these wheels. I love how stiff they are. I really appreciate that there's no give when I stride. The power transfer is just phenomenal, yet it's not a brittle ride. So that's that's a Flowcast. So this isn't really a wheel review or a tutorial. It's basically just, this is what I do to wear my wheels down, and this is how it goes. So thanks for hanging out. Once again, Toronto Roll is on the weekend of the 13th to the 15th, the main day being the 14th at Stackton Market, where the giant group skate goes out and takes over Toronto. Don't tell anybody, but that's our plan. Again, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you want to know what's going on in this little part of the skate world. And yeah, skate hard and stay low. Stay low.